South African police introduced a method whereby police who were manning cells would fill in an OB, as you have been put to you, an occurrence register book. In the afternoon, when the sergeant comes, he asks everybody in the cell, any complaints? One person may say, they didn't give me food. One may say, Ratha assaulted me. And somebody else may say, whatever. Are you aware of that practice?
Yes, my lord.
Right.
I think we're too late against in the area and say, we try to scatter emvoguti go shawe Steve Bego. Amaphoyisa ke aletha lendlela yokusebenza ukuthi amaphoyisa ke ayithume kunaba sola basemaseleni kwakubhalwa lapha kulento ekuthiwa OB, occurrence book, kusho ukuthi ilapha khona izinto ezenzeka. Manje la uyafika usayitshene efika ntambama asifike azobuza abasolo athi ke kukhona yena onesikhalazo umunye ngathi ke hayi cha abasinika ukudla umunye athi hayi uRatha mkhwahle ngungishayile.
Right, and the other aspect of that police sergeant who is in charge of the cells, when he comes in, he writes down every complaint from each and every of the cellmates. Are you aware of it?
Yes, my lord.
Right.
Ndocha usayitshenge lapha uRatha ubhala zonke izikhalazo zabasolo abangaphakathi wathi yawazi lokwathi yebo ngiyawazi.
And pertinently, if he sees, he physically inspects the inmates. That's why when a person is booked in, some of these entries, they say, booked in by Sergeant Mokhado without injuries. He just doesn't write without injuries. He inspects the inmate in the presence of Mokhado who is booking him in. And if there's an injury there, he's obliged to report it. Are you aware of that practice?
That's correct, my lord.
Athi ke uma ukuthi ke kukhona ke ochazayo umezobhala lapha usayitshena uyabhala ukuthi uma kulethwa abasolwa lapho bafakwe lapho bengalimele, and uma kuukuthi kukhona ke olimeleke kufanele usho ukuthi no uma ukuthi balethwe usayitshena othize bavele bathi ukuthi lo sayitshena ulethe labantu laba bengalimele wathi uyakwazi lokho athi yeah.
In the morning, it's a new shift normally. A new sergeant or cell officer comes in. Each and every cell he conducts what is called a parade. Do you know that?
That's correct, my lord.
Wathi ke kuseni ke uma ngena usayitshena omusha ufanele kahambe ke ayohlola lokubizwa ngeparade kulo wonke amasela wathi yeah.
He's got a register, OB, and he asked each and every inmate during the time, assuming the last inspection was at 8 o'clock the previous night, during the time 8 o'clock up to today, now, do you have any complaints? Are you aware of that practice?
Yes, my lord. They also refer to it as a handing over, my lord.
Yes.
Wathi ke ekuseni kwangena omusha usayitsheni ufayithatha le OB incwadi le OB ahambe konke amasela athi ke usukusela ngo8 wayizolo makuthi ibhalwe ngo8 ngayizolo athi kukhona yini okushilo vele khona yini onesikhalazo bafanele kube nempendulo lapha bese yabhala phansi uthi yakwazi lento athi yebo ngiyakwazi manje sekujwayele ukubizwa ukuthi i-hand over.
If during that period Ratha Mokgotleng says, I'm sick, I was vomiting, the sergeant at arms there is obliged to make provision for medical attention. Are you aware of it?
Yes, my lord.
Athi kuma ukuthi ke uRatha Mokgotleng uthi lapho ke ngiyagula futhi ke ngiyaphalaza ngiyahlanza kufanele ukuthi bakwazi ukumenzela indlela ukuthi athole usizo.
That okay. Yeah.
I'm done.
Okay. And that sergeant or officer has to annotate that complaint that I'm sick, I'm vomiting, arrange for an ambulance, arrange for the transportation of the inmate to a hospital. Do you know that?
Yes, my lord.
Athi lo sergeant lo kumethola ukuthi kukhona isikhalazo esikhona ufanele abhale phansi futhi ke esebhalile uchaza ukuthi kukhona le nto ufanele azame ukuthola iambulance athole into engathatha lo lesisigulane isise esibhedlela athi yebo ngiyawazi.
And there are standing orders. If an inmate has been assaulted, more especially if that inmate can say he was assaulted by policeman Ratha Mokgotleng, the sergeant at the cells there has got to annotate that complaint And he doesn't have to take that man to court or to hospital. He's going to call his superior to come and see that exigency. Kenya Pandai, you know that.
Not in depth, my lord.
But have you heard about it?
No, my lord.
You have never heard of a policeman being charged for having assaulted an inmate in the cells?
I mean the process up to that extent, my lord.
Yeah, fine. I appreciate that. But have you ever heard of a policeman being charged?
Yes, my lord.
Of having assaulted an inmate in the cells?
Yes, my lord.
Yeah. Okay.
Uma ke kukhona umsolwa oshayiwe iphoyisa lelo kuthiwe ngishayile liphoyisa kuthiwa Ratha mkhwahleni kufanele kubhalwe lapho ukuthi cha ushayiwe nangu uyakhalaza futhi ke lokho ke akuyiswe enkantolo iphoyisa lelo kufanele liphakamisele kobaphethe umkhuzi wabo achaze ukuthi hayi ngishayiwe wathi uyakwazi lokho athi akona angakaze ngikubona kodwa angikwazi.
Do you have any experience with the IPD?
With iPad, my lord.
iPad, yeah.
No, my lord.
You don't? Okay. I'll leave it for Sergeant Mukhano, maybe he has.
Bathi wakathinta naye nalamaphoyisa wakasebenzisana namaphoyisa e-IPD kusho ukuthi laba abahlala okwenziwe izona ezenziwe ngamaphoyisa mhlambe amacala enziwe ngamaphoyisa athi yeah.
But regarding the fact that you are alleged and accused of having viciously assaulted accused number 1 and 2, I take it, when they were being escorted, and that you participated actually in the mass assault of both of them in the presence, they were assaulted in your presence by other inmates. There was Geninda, there was Raputi, and there was Makumulo, there was Butelezi, yourself. Up to now, has IPID never investigated you, or have they investigated you?
No, madam.
Manje kuthiwa lana ke wena ke kuthiwa wena uke wafaka isandla ekushayeni abasolwa kubikwa noGininda noRaphuti noMaphumulo noButhelezi. Manje ke abantu beIT bake beze bazokuhlola lo wathi cha.
And you just answered Mr. Baloyi, and you maintain that no criminal charges of assault, GBH, attempted murder were preferred against you because, according to the evidence led as an assertion on behalf of the 2 accused, there's a suggestion that Rapuli actually asked, is he still alive? Meaning that a senior guy like him saying that it means somebody was so viciously assaulted that it was possible that Jehan Frek is going to die. Are you with me? Are you still alive? Is he still alive? And no charges have been preferred against you? Nothing?
None at all.
Manje kuthiwa khona la iliphoyisa lo Raphuti eliphezulu impela nje elake lafika labuza lo mbuzo uthi kanti lo muntu usaphila yini na? Uthi lo muntu lo wayeshayiwe ngempela uthi aze ubuza lo mbuzo. Usho nje akukho icala elavula athi cha.
Okay, any questions arising? Mr. Mngomezulu?
May I quickly approach case number 2?
Okay, fine.
From the questions that are arising from the court, it's my instruction from accused number 2, the special accused number 2, to say, he said it in Zulu. I'll say it and interpret it to mean icala alboli. Crime does not prescribe. Do you know that?
Nje umsolo wesibili uPaul nakho owathi icala alboli. Yakwazi lo.
Just say that again, my lord.
Icala alboli, meaning he can open a criminal case at any given stage. Do you know that?
That's. Oh, I can confirm, my lord.
Athi hayi no uthi usengalivula icala ngoba kwenzeka ukuthi icala libone. Athi yebo.
Another question relating to the first question asked by the court. Have you detained a person or a suspect in any police office, police station?
Yes, I have, my lord.
Kwakwabalela isibosha police station nanomi ipathi yebo.
Have you gained access to the cells where the prisoners or the suspects are kept?
Okwafika yini emaselini laba sola bebekwa khona begcinwa khona?
No, my lord.
Athi cha.
Have you ever, in your 9 years experience, interviewed any inmate that is already in prison or kept in custody.
manje kule minyaka eyishagalolunye usesipeyiseni wakwaya uyini wayokhulumisana nesiboshwa esiboshwe singaphakathi?
No, my lord.
Athi cha.
All right. Have you, during the time of detaining a particular suspect, have you heard any complaint directed to the person in charge of the cells to say one of the inmates is complaining of being assaulted by a police officer or the person in charge of the cells? Have you ever heard about that?
Wakwakuzwa yini lapho kuthiwa khona isiboshwa sakhipha isikhalazo sathi sishaywe silinyeziwe? Wakwakuzwa yini lo?
No, my lord.
Cha.
And all this, the version that has been put by accused number 1 and number 2 against you in person in a plural form, your answer cannot be fair because those allegations are directed to you. This means if you were asked by my colleague in the court to say, have you assaulted them? We expected the answer no.
Sure.
Would you be in a position to say, yes, I did assault them?
Manje into esingazathi masibheka sibona ukuthi uma kuthiwa wena ubuzwa ukuthi umsola uthi wamhlukumeza wamshaya, impendulo vele ke singayilindela lapho ukuthi wena uthi cha. Kodwa ke uma kuukuthi ke kuyenzeka yini ukuthi wena usho, kungenzeka yini ukuthi usho ukuthi yebo kulombuzo njengalo?
Thank you. No further question.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi.
I've got no question that I can.
Mr. Ngamalo. Mr. Mshololo.
Mr. Jonathan, have you ever been in charge of the cells wherein inmates are kept at the police station?
Waba nemsebenzi wokubheka isela abasola begcina khona police station?
No, my lord.
Cha.
Okay. Have you ever been involved in the registering and completion of the occurrence books at the police stations?
Wena waba banini nomsebenzi wokuthi ugcwalise i-occurrence book yase police station?
No, my lord.
Cha.
And in all your previous experience of 9 years, we have never worked in the CSC where the inmates are controlled if they are in custody of the SAPS.
Shukile minyaka yakho kaze nje usenze nabasola uma ukuthi babhaliswe ngaphansi kwe-CSC?
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo kunjani?
Even if there would have been any other complaints that are made at the CSC, you wouldn't know how they will be reported.
Shithi uma kukhona nesikhalazo esingabe sifakwa lapha e-CSC ngeke wazi ukuthi sifaka kanjani, akunjani?
No, my lord.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Yeah, just that's a matter which this court can take judicial notoriety or judicial occurrence thereof. Of course, have you ever heard in South Africa that a prisoner was killed in the cells? Have you ever heard it?
Wakwezwa yini kuthiwa khona isiboshwa esabulawa emaseleni? Awukuzwa lapho?
Yes, my lord, I have.
Athi yebo ngake ngakuzwa.
Any questions, Ryan?
No.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my lord.
You're excused.
As the court pleases, my lord, the state calls the next witness,